everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and as always, thank you so much for all the support in the past couple of videos and on the channel as a whole. We have a lot of new subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you. If you do enjoy the content, please do drop a subscription in the bottom, and if you do enjoy this video itself, please drop a like. It helps me immensely on the algorithm and whatnot, so anything helps, and I appreciate you guys. Before we get into this game, if you guys could, I know it don't last for us a lot, if you guys could comment your favorite civ and why you play them. I'm trying to expand to another civ. I currently play mainly English, so before we get into this pro gameplay, just drop that in the description. So today we have, in the blue side, in the bottom left-hand side-ish, we have Give You Anxiety as the Holy Roman Empire. And on the far right-hand side, we have Zalami as the English. Now, I don't really understand what... I think it's a $100 bill. I'm an idiot. Well, that's okay. It's a $100 bill, but it is Zalami. I made sure and checked out his stream to make sure it was actually them. And I wanted to get an HRE gameplay, so this is the perfect one. Let's see. Hopefully it pans out well. Both of these two civilizations don't really trade, so there's really no risk of that. We're on wetlands today, which does benefit... it doesn't really benefit either one of these as much because both of them are a transition to farms late game. But free food is free food, so we'll see if they start to utilize any of these little, essentially, honey pots of free 1500 food. It does require usually a dock to get them, but then again, you can also, since they're shoreline fish, you can also just pop a little mill right here, and your civilians can just go back and forth like this. Depending on where some of these wetland kind of like ponds are, sometimes you do see people put a dock just to get like an arrow ship out early or something like that. It can be a really great defense, and honestly, it does help. And they do really tear through early age units before they get any armor or anything like that. Once they start to get armor units, as the HRE is a special for, you probably won't see too much damage being done there from those arrows. Just kind of like how the English longbowmen can't really get through any armed units. That being said, at the current moment, the win rate for this in Conqueror 3, the Holy Roman Empire versus the English, is at a 49.1% with 400 games played. So that's usually dependent on map. I have found as a high gold to platinum English player, the HRE is pretty hard to deal with because of their armored units. So if you let them get to a free castle age, they can make your life really, really miserable with just the stream of heavy armored units. So we'll see if Zalami has... What's happening? Are they all go? What is this? There's a lot of movement on the Western Front over here. But what I was saying is essentially, as we watch these civilians take a jaunt over here, are we going to have a tower rush because the HRE really needs that gold? Or I'm assuming that's what it would be, right? That's the only thing that would really make a lot of sense. But the heavy armored units, the new council hall does help with that, with the ability to create spearmen, crossbowmen at a really fast clip, but it does not alleviate the stream that the HRE horde can kind of do. All right, where are you guys going? All right, we're going. Some early cheese by the English player. I'm sure none of you are shocked at that if you played English on the ladder, and obviously that's a dumb statement because saying if you played English on the ladder is an oxymoron because that's all you meet on the ladder is English players. So, which is why honestly there's also a lot of English games that I cast because it's a large audience and also a lot of the pros play the English because they're a pretty good civ right now. So early harassment, we got one civilian dead, an absolute true soldier over here. Love that they went down in an absolute heap. Now we're going to get a little bit of stone. So just mining the stone in a forward manner while doing a little bit of damage. Where's the other gold mine? So there's one over here. So I guess you could just transition, and since you don't need gold since they got the Arcan Chapel back here, Give You Anxiety doesn't really need gold the current second. I don't think it's going to delay them too much. There's also gold back here. On wetlands, there's a lot of gold mines, so this might be a slightly better strategy on other maps, but I'm interested to see if it works out. I mean, did exactly what it was supposed to do. It delayed the gold and the quick man-at-arms, stuff like that from the HRE and the quick tech up, which is something you definitely have to do as the English. You have to make sure the HRE can't get to Castle Age for free. But with them going to stone on the back end, it does signify that Zalami will be going for a forward barracks. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. But these horsemen are going to be out here early. I don't think this barracks can go up, or I guess it is going to go up, but now it's seen and scouted, and these villagers have no protection at all. Regardless of how fast this spearman gets out here, they're gonna this one horseman is gonna get 5 villager kills. There's one. Yeah, I was gonna say run for the hills. Nope. There's another one. Here comes another horseman. 2 horsemen out on the map. These are done. These are done and dusted. I mean, there's gonna be a spearman that pops out, but this one's at least gonna get cooked. The one horse over there just playing the loop-de-loop, not really doing too well. The one spearman doesn't get out. They're so effective. Spearmen are so good against these cavalry units. It's crazy. They go from looking like unkillable monsters to just like one spearman and it's all over. Oh, that spearman getting a little bit ambitious, a little bit overzealous on their job. Oh, is he gonna get that civilian? Does. 3 civilians killed. We have forward spearmen here. I'm not gonna sit here and question a top 20 player. I am curious if this is more of a test to see what happens. I was going to say one archer, and that's all she wrote. And there they go, running away. So we had 1 villager kill. We had idle time on the gold, which now they're just going to come back to, which they really even need as an early HRE player. We had an investment of 50 plus 125 so 175 for the collection of 180 stone. I'm going to say it didn't turn out as well because Give You Anxiety dropping the Arcane Chapel back here and this stable is just so good. Also getting the benefit of the free food, essentially. So played right into their strengths and essentially started creating horsemen and archers, which only cost food and wood. So an actual perfect combo, Give You Anxiety with the really, really great response. A lot of people had faltered with that early cheese, gotten pretty annoyed. But honestly, the shows just the power that if you stay confident, you play smart, and you don't get too rattled, and don't let it interrupt you too much, or just pivot a little bit for your current strategy, then you can really turn out well. I know the English players have tons of cheeses. They have this cheese, they have the Villager Rush cheese, they have... could be even annoying Tower Rush cheese. They can go early Man at Arms and cheese your gold off. They can go for a White Tower in your base and cheese. They can go for a Berkshire Palace close to your base and kind of cheese. Obviously, in Imperial Age, it's not really cheese at that point. It's more just existing, but you know what I mean. So it's nice to see kind of a response. And honestly, Give You Anxiety is now, I believe, I would say, solidly in the lead. We have another TC dropping down for Zalami, but still 5 civilians behind, and that Arcane Chapel is going to be cooking back here. And it's in a really good spot to get a lot of wood, and also can start to produce a lot of farms in this area as well, which will be really nice. And they already have the mills up and running, so they can start to span them all the way down here. Now we have Give You Anxiety's just battalion essentially just pummeling this free gift of wood. I will say Zalami was able to trade out decently well with those spearmen, so not the worst trade in history of ever, but you know, could be worse. We have Zalami shooting ahead in the points total, which is always interesting to see the back and forth. I would still give the edge right now to Give You Anxiety. A lot less unwasted resources, but that town center over here is going to really play a vital role. I like the placement as well. It's right in between the trees. One, it's beautiful for the citizens that live there. A lovely little pond with some tree backdrop. 2, it's like forward a little bit as well. It protects like the sneak of this tree line over here, and also provides some safety on these deer to just have some safe food over here behind. And the English town centers early on are so good, and there it is. There is the early Age 3, the Castle Age. 9 minutes, here it comes, even with the cheese. Just shows you the power of the HRE. And with the amount of idle time that Zalami had walking across, I think this just infinitely put him behind almost instantly. Like, I think it's one of those things where it's going to be very, very hard to recover. And once they get to this cathedral, I think they're just going to start to... I think Give You Anxiety is just start to stream units across the battlefield. And starting to get these prelates out to get some relics, I'm assuming. this one is destined for his, right? Zalami putting up walls to prevent these horsemen from getting in the back, and also having a little guard back here on the gold itself. When Zalami sees that age up, he knows that either they're going to start to fully boom on the back end, economic boom, or they're going to start to build up a massive army. We'll see if Give You Anxiety which one they decide to do. And as an absolute classic, the HRE is just known for just the little dots just moving across the map, because you're just going to have to deal with about 1,000 man-at-arms. Probably mixing some land sharks in there eventually. Probably get some siege as well. We'll see how it kind of goes down from here. Or they decide to go for another town center, or they decide to go for kind of more of a macro-based build. There's the White Tower in the back. Huh. Again, I'm not going to sit here and question. We have some harassment going down from these archers, which is nice. Always remember, and it's always annoying, the English civilians have longbows, so that kind of harass is super good against almost every civ besides this. And as you can see with the castle age drop, Give You Anxiety his shot ahead. Now this White Tower placement, interesting. I'm trying to think, as someone that's a better player than I, what is the tactic here? Well, the White Tower is going to get that boar, which is always kind of cool. So a nice boar, which is good. I don't think... I mean, it does protect this tree, the food. There's also two shoreline fish over here as well. So it is pretty safe resources, which is nice. So I do like it. Usually I see them more up front, but at the same time, if they feel safe enough that these two forward TCs can provide enough defense, and also if they just think that like they might be going for a longer game because of the early game, then I think it's a good trade. We have an upgrade to Veteran Spearman and already Lumber Preservation level 2 going out. That's something I have to get better at, honestly, is doing better at the lumber upgrades. I always forget those little bad boys, and I feel like I shouldn't. Same with the mining ones. We have a scout going down because of trying to get this relic out. Gonna be an absolute fight to the death. We have archers coming out, and we have a knight already on the map, which is going to be much different. We do have a knight as well over here for Give You Anxiety. Can also just call him GUA. Let's see what else we got going on. We have a monastery going up, trying to probably collect the relics before the Holy Roman Empire player gets them as well. A little bit of counterplay, which is always nice. Does this knight lose this? I was going to say. I think it's going to lose, right? But it might get the knight in the meantime. It will. Knight and then dip, right? Knight and then dip. Then dip. No. Well, this is a lovely zoom in. Honestly, the graphics are unbelievable in this game. One of the things I love the most. And ooh, a little bit of a trade, an instant trade. And then the wolf is just like, you could not hurt my friend. Oh, absolute loyal. So, what do we got going on? We have a stream of villagers going fishing. I'm sure fishing is quite relaxing compared to the rest of the jobs in this medieval mindset, in this medieval world. We have more knights going down, more walls going down. All very good. Oh, that knight, just 2 ships passing in the night, just like, no, I could kill it, but I don't want to, which is okay. We have this prelate coming out all alone, though. Going to meet up with an absolute gang in the forest. Robin Hood and his men over here hanging out, and picks that one off. What were they going for? They were going for, I'm sure, the relic that's already gone at this point. I'm sorry, I'm still a little sick. I've been getting over the sickness for now over a week, and I can't get rid of it, but I need to produce content, so it just is what it is. If there's a little bit of a thing, I will try my best to edit it out. And I'm sorry. I do feel bad. Like I said, in that short that I posted, I sounded like Mickey Mouse. And I will work on that for sure. I appreciate you sticking with me. And yesterday's video, 2 days video ago, did so well. Already has over 400 views. So appreciate the new subscribers and everyone that's kind of checking these out. And let me know what you want to see in the future too, for sure. Now we do have, I mean, this is kind of a fight, but it's just like 1 or 2 knights just showing how tanky they are. Ooh, those spearmen though. They're good against one thing. Look at, they just even rip apart knights, which is just crazy. We have men-at-arms now streaming in, which is a pretty standard Holy Roman Empire way. You start to boom the economy, which is, look at those numbers. Both players doing super, super well, but the gold over here is just going crazy for giving you anxiety. Sorry, GUA as well. I have to say the whole name every single time. Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning, but go check both of these players out. They both stream on Twitch, and they're both amazing. So would definitely recommend watching both of their streams. Super fun to watch, very engaged in the chat, so 10 out of 10 would recommend both. Now, we just have kind of a scrappy, like, kind of rally unit fight going on. We have each one's counters rolling up like a second later, so each one doing a little bit of damage or doing more and more damage. Give you anxiety, GUA is now proving to be the victor. Just more stuff coming out, and like I said, we have the HRE stream across the map, which is per usual. We also have a Mangonel popping out, which I'm sure will definitely change the tide. And into this composition by Zalami, it's going to be a really, really good answer. We have all unarmored units, essentially. We have Spearmen, which I'm not going to do much. We have Longbowmen, which don't have the upgrade just yet, which I'm sure they will eventually. We have Crossbowmen. All these things are very, very susceptible to this Mangonel, which is probably rolling up. There it is. There she blows. She's coming. Going after all of these barracks up front. So interested to see if they ever can break through. That's one of the only issues of putting all of your barracks and production facilities up front, is they are also the first things to go down. So there's the Mangonel. We have Zalami just running for it. Sees it, blood in the water. If you can take it out, it'll be worth it. These spearmen are not even close to the same value as that Mangonel, so if you can get it with just even 8 or 9 spearmen, it's completely worth it. That being said, this army is getting scarier and scarier around the Mangonel, so the Mangonel does go down, but we have a sizable force coming out here, and we have 13 men-at-arms on the map with 9 more to come. We're going to go in on 7 prelates. We have crossbowmen coming in. We have 4 knights, as opposed to just a very measly force on the other side. We also have upgrades coming in now for GUA. This could get ugly. I feel like that early gold pressure was not it, and I feel like we're turning into, it's going to be a little bit rough, honestly. I think from there, GUA is really snowballed really well. Also produced the correct units. I think that that response of Archer Horsemen was so perfect. Knew that they couldn't have much gold, so they went into that route. And now they just have these very, very tanky opposition going out here. And they're going to also meet a bunch of man-at-arms, so should be an interesting fight. This sacred site is doing the absolute most right now, blocking this entire battle. But now we have the knights up front. We have the men-at-arms streaming around with their little feather hats. I feel like you could have still kept going. I don't think you need to pull back at all. That tower is not providing enough damage to any of these, especially with that. Oh, they do not. They do. They have range defense level 1. This Mangonel's getting involved too, absolutely tearing this down, and those poor archers that were just absolutely sacrificed. Oh, those are civilians. I was gonna say, keep going for those. You want those. These are very valuable crossbowmen. Just, I don't know what you're doing. Way, way too far out. And these first couple are gonna go around. Look at the worker count for Salami, absolutely producing on the back end. The amount of workers he has cooking right now is unreal. So this extra town center really, really paying off. Just a quick look around this base, just to make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Nope. But we have the blue ball moving forward. We only missed one barracks going down, so don't get too mad at me in the comments that I missed any of the battle. Now, here's the battle we got coming for it. We have a Springhold in the back trying to pick off that Mangonel. The Mangonel setting up shop. One shot is all it needs. It is not shooting. It's currently rolling back like the slowest ever. But this massive blue ball is completely destroying these light and wimpy units from the English. These spearmen do absolutely nothing to these men-at-arms and knights. Sorry, I take that back. They do absolutely everything to the knights. They do absolutely nothing to the man-at-arms. That is the correct statement there. We have the blue Zerg mass, essentially, just running forward, going after these Springholds. Does get one, which is super worth. And there's the backwards white tower. Again, TBD to see if that pans out. Though at the same time, I will say, it does provide him a very safe place to get resources, so we'll probably let him linger along, stay in this game for a lot longer than he would have normally. So that is, I really see the value there. So prove me wrong a little, proving, I didn't say he was wrong, so proving that positioning is actually pretty decent. We have these prelates doing absolute work in the front line. I would recommend moving, oh no. Oh, rip in pieces that prelate. But all these production facilities are going down, which is huge because at the current moment, as you can see, GUA can produce up to 12 at a time. They have 5 coming out, another one coming out. They're not even producing any more man-at-arms. But Zalami's production is just gone. As you can see, trying to rebuild it as quickly as humanly possible. Going after this one town center up front, they were kind of sick of the scenic town center. They're like, you're done. No more for you. And yeah, this little army is not going to be enough. So I think it might be GG. It really depends. If this white tower can really provide a lot of security, maybe get a few of the upgrades, and we can start to get a mass of crossbowmen, it might be possible. We do see 10 crossbowmen in production, but I don't really see many archery ranges, which means I'm assuming there's just 10 queued up over here or somewhere else, or probably over here. Yeah, there's just 10. So see, as you can see, it's the issue is Zalami has the money to make this and to maybe even set up a good defense, but the production was all up front, and so once you conquer that production, it makes it so it's really, really difficult for Zalami to get back into this because you just can't physically produce the units fast enough to deal with this absolute death ball by the HRE. As an HRE player, you probably love seeing this, and honestly, as probably pretty much everyone, you love seeing this. I do find that a lot of my English videos losing do pretty well. So, because it was also in the poll that I did earlier on my channel, they were easily the most hated civ, probably because you just come up against them so often. Torching all the farms, but Zalami's still ahead in civilian count. So we're not going to GG out just yet because there is still a chance if they can get those production facilities back rolling up, he can produce a sizable force. There are 23 man-at-arms in the field. We have 4 mangonels in the field though, which is absolutely nuts. We have 5 rams getting produced somewhere. Where are you? Also, that scout in the back line has been doing this for so long. I don't know where the rams are. They're somewhere. They'll get here eventually. They'll get here when they get here. We have 22 man-at-arms rolling through. We have the prelates lagging behind, not nearly as fast as their, for some reason, man-at-arms counterpart. So getting absolutely throttled. This would be a nice shot. And boom. Absolutely devastating blow. Setting that spread formation now. Seeing what they're dealing with, but this many mangonels, you need more than one Springhold to deal with it, and those shots absolutely devastating. Springhold goes down. Now the man-at-arms are onto the crossbow, which is never what you want. You want a nice buffer in between these. They can pepper a lot of damage, but they don't do any damage while running away. Spoiler, I know, it's crazy. Zalami doing a great job though, producing more and more production on the back end. Remember, the white tower can also produce on the back end as well. One of the special things that the English can do out of those landmarks is that they can produce army units. So remember that which is also why that white tower rush works so well. For the English, maybe they'll nerf that. Devs, please, on the next one. I think that would eliminate the white tower rush, which would be quite nice. Maybe just make it so you can only get technologies. Or that might be too harsh, I'm not sure. But we have man-at-arms running through the fields, absolutely just battering civilians as they go left and right. Leaving no stone left unturned. We have the civilian lead now tied at the same time. A lot of idle time, though, for GUA. Oh, back again, probably just making a switch. Zalami, a lot of idle time just because they're probably running for their lives, which is a different kind of timeline. We have a forward keep going up, and these civilians getting absolutely wrecked. I'm assuming that they're going to call GG soon. If this can't go up, it's got to be GG, I'm guessing. but an absolutely great gameplay and really utilizing, oh, this many Rams, oh my goodness. Come on. Just really showing that if you adapt early on and survive that little bit of cheese by the English, which is the most known ones, same with the Mongols, but they've reformed. If you can survive that little bit of cheese, you really can get a huge advantage. So keep your head together, keep it cool, see what they're taking away from you. If they're taking away from gold, what can you make? Horsemen and archers. And go all in on that, get your gold back, and then shoot up to where you want to be, and then stream and keep going, and then start to send men-at-arms if you're the HRE, which seemed to work in this game. We have everything going down. We have workers being killed left and right. We have 66 worker kills. Poor Salami, not able to keep those safe and sound. The White Tower in the back is able to provide, which is what kept him in this game this whole time, provide a safe place to at least farm in the back end. But this many Rams, yes, we have those, but we have those. We only have one mangonel left. Only one survived. The 4 were taken out. So Zalami's had a really good economy this whole time, but unfortunately for him, just wasn't able to defend enough of the production, and that all these production buildings going down was another huge turning point. Just couldn't produce anything with all the resources that he had, so was able to queue a lot, but not actually do too much. These Rams going unchecked. Zalami, I guess, saying, forget this, we're rolling out with all of our civilians left, all 32 of them, all 34 of them, and the rest of this army, I'm assuming going to be killing off this. Oh no, Mangonel, get one shot off. 1, 2, 3, boom! Oh my goodness. Can he get one more? No, oh my god. Those civilians do not mess around though, you see that? That was quick. Now, what are they rolling into? There's a keep going down, which will block this. This is all over. GUA is playing this absolutely perfectly. Sees this mass coming at him, knows they're going for a landmark trade victory, and it's just not in the cards. The Rams are now on the last landmark for Zalami, which I think is going to be an instant GG because that will be the last landmark, and boom. It's all over. What an unreal game. Excellent game. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future, and thank you so much. And if you do enjoy, please do subscribe to the channel and leave a like in the video. I appreciate all the support. And yeah, and comment below your favorite civilization. See you guys later.